This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Cooks versus Sewell. You all met in the club, you have been together for 2 years, and allegations of cheating are wreaking havoc on your relationship. Is that right?
Yes.
Ms. Cooks, why are you here today?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I believe that my significant other, George Sewell, is cheating on me. I believe that there is someone else in the picture that he just can't leave alone.
Oh.
I just want to know the truth. I have a child by this man. I also have other sons and daughters who look up to me and him as adults.
If you find out he's cheating, you're done.
If this lie detector today proves that he's telling a lie, it's time for us to go separate ways. We can co-parent from a distance.
All right, Mr. Sewell, she's saying you got somebody. Do you have someone?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
What are you here today?
I'm here to prove to her that I'm not lying about no situation. I don't have nobody at all, and it's only her to be committed to her and show her that I do love her and prove that I'm telling the truth.
Tell me how you met.
Well, Your Honor, I was in the club. All night long, he followed me. I leave the club, he follow us. I get in the car, he follow my car. I continue to see this man every single day. I'm going to the park with my kids. He follow me and my kids to the park.
See, look, persistence pays off.
No doubt about it.
Persistence pays off.
I didn't just
All
follow
right,
you.
Mr. Sewell.
Then what I say, we're okay, we're gonna continue to walk and you continue following behind.
That's right.
Mr. Sewell, I mean, that's not quite stalkerish, but getting close. I mean, what is it about her that makes you say, I've got to just keep pursuing her?
Now, Your Honor, the bar she was in, booty popping and locking, is where I do security at. And that's what she was doing. She was dancing, and I was looking like this.
All right, wait a minute. Let me understand, Miss Cooks. You were dropping it like it was hot.
I was.
And
I
picking
was
it back
pregnant.
up.
Oh, yeah, picking it back up. And what?
And I was pregnant.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. How pregnant were you?
All the way pregnant. Great delivery.
With my first son, I was due the next day and opened the club. I'm trying to dance this baby out because I'm tired of being pregnant.
I was tired.
So I understand
I was
going to the
tired.
club trying to get it done.
It just so happened I started dancing.
Trying to get it done.
But I don't know that I was doing it like you were doing it, because this man was like, I got to know
Well, I don't
you.
know. You were dropping it now. you were dropping it, picking it back up, and dropping
All
it
right,
again.
Mr. Cutler.
You know you got it going on like that.
All right, you making me blush. Stop it, man.
Now, Mr. Sewell, here's what I want to know. Out of all the women in the club, you're pursuing a woman who's 9 months pregnant?
Yeah,
You must have saw something that you liked.
yeah. Drop that load. You can have a load after you drop that load. That's how I thought.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
So, Ms. Cooks, you finally gave him a chance to
I
talk
did.
to you.
I did, Your Honor. I gave him the chance. It just felt like he was everything I wanted and more. He did everything that no man has ever done for me and mine. I enjoy every restaurant we went to. I enjoy every club we've been in. I enjoy every movie. We went skating. We took my kids bowling. We did everything as a family was supposed to.
So where did it go wrong?
I found out I was a side chick.
I was in a situation already.
You doing all this
chick.
stuff and you the side chick?
Yes.
Nah, she wasn't the
Mr.
side
Sewell.
chick.
It happened to be two of us when I found out. We at a club, we at a bar again. This young lady walks up to me and she's like, what you doing in here entertaining females when my sister is at home where you need to be at home with my sister?
Did that happen?
That happened. Yeah, that happened. But what I'm saying was that situation was ended. She never knew. She didn't know that me and her sister was already separated. That was her being nosy.
So you're saying the sister who confronted you didn't know that it was done?
It was done.
Ms. Cooks, why else did
From
you
there
feel
the
you were a
next
side
day,
piece?
Your Honor, I'm at home laying down on my bed. I get a text message. I'm always on Facebook, so as soon as I heard the ding, I opened it up. I opened this message up, and this message says, who are you?
And you actually submitted your recollection of that text to the court, is that
Yes,
correct?
I did.
Let's take a look.
And the other woman writes, who are you? And so you respond, who are you? And the other woman writes, I want to know who you are because you're always on my husband's phone.
I'm not married.
She thinks you are.
If
I
I
ain't
was
seen a
married,
ring on her
Are you my wife?
So I just needed to know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm your husband.
Yeah.
We know that.
Right.
Okay, there's no doubt about that.
That's right.
When you're married, you know.
Yeah. I never committed myself to get married. If I was married, I only want to be committed to one woman, so I wouldn't take that chance of making that sacrifice.
So from there, Your Honor, I started
Look what I
texting
deal
the
with.
girl. I started texting her and showing her different messages that he was sending, like, he's not married to you. And she kept going. And then I started sending pictures because she wasn't getting a picture.
Okay, so what did that look like? What kind of pictures did you send?
Well, the first picture started off with us out to eat and all. She like, oh, it's just a friendly conversation maybe. I said, oh, well, I can go a little deeper. So I got a little deeper and started sending her naked pictures.
Why did you send her naked pictures of you
Cray.
and him?
That's the craziness.
I do have the evidence of that picture.
Oh, okay. Rob, would you take that from her,
This is the
please?
picture that I sent her.
Yes, Sean.
So this is like when you took it to the next level.
Yes, I did.
All right.
'Cause
Let's
I
see what
needed
that
her-
looks
no, I
like.
wasn't giving
What does
up. I
next
wanted
level
her.
look like? Oh, okay.
It looks like that. So to stake your claim, to prove he's your man, you sent this picture to the other woman.
Yes, I did.
So that should remove all doubt, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, especially the look on his face. He looked like, woo.
At this point, had he admitted that he had been with this other woman?
At that time, he did not. Now, Your Honor, after the time goes on, after this situation, I gets pregnant with his son, his only son.
Okay.
9 months come. I'm ready to deliver my son. He admitted
Oh,
to
we had
sleep. This is when he
9
admitted to
months,
sleeping
though.
with this young lady.
Okay, so the young lady that you've been texting and
Yes.
spending, he finally admits he slept with her.
Yes.
While you all
He said
were
it was
together.
one time. He said it was one time.
You only slept with her one time?
Yeah.
Why do you believe he's cheating again?
I catfished him, Your Honor. I made a fake Facebook page. I Googled some pictures of a young lady that I thought was pretty enough to talk to this young man, because as you can see, he's a handsome young man.
And what happened?
I started texting him every day. For 2 days, he ignored it. I said, oh, you opened my message, but you didn't respond.
And he finally responded.
He responded,
And he showed an
the story
interest.
went on. He asked me, he said, well, send me another picture because you only got one picture on your profile. So I get to searching. I searched another picture. I sent it to him.
Right.
I said, well, send me another picture of yourself. So he sent me some pictures of himself. We started talking. He wanted to meet up eventually.
When she sends me the picture, I tell her that's not you. I want to meet up. That's why I said I wanted to meet up, because ain't nobody just gonna inbox somebody's page after I don't open it up, and then I open it up finally, and you still want to be constantly talking to me. Then she finally said, it's your baby mom. Got you. You ain't getting me. I was already on it.
Well,
Did he ever send you any photos of him?
let me tell you this, y'all. He sent me a photo of a penis.
And it wasn't mine. It wasn't mine, though.
On that Facebook page, we continued to talk, and
Was
he
it
sent
mine?
me a picture of a penis.
Was it mine?
It wasn't his.
Oh,
I didn't know
okay.
it was his.
So
Okay.
you said an upgrade.
Yeah, I sent whatever was in there. That's it. Wasn't mine.
And the reason you did this because you knew it was Miss Cook.
She always on some sneaky stuff. She be all in my phone. She a detective.
Why else do you believe
He
he's cheating?
disappeared at 4 a.m. in the morning, Your Honor. All the time. Every morning. He got 3 different excuses, so he used them all. One is, I'm at the masjid. I can't complain about that because that is his religion, so I respect it. 2, when you tell me you in a park working out at 4 o'clock in the morning, I do not believe it. 3 is, I'm at my mom's house. You went to your mom's house at 4 o'clock in the morning.
How long is he gone?
He's going from 4 a.m. till about 6 a.m.
And he comes back like nothing happened.
And he come back like nothing happened. Babe, Mom, can you get up and make me some breakfast?
Gotta have my me time. We got 1,000 kids. I cook.
It's only
I
6
clean.
What are you doing specifically between the hours of 4 and 6
I
in the
go
morning?
work out. My prayer come in at 5:50. So what I do is I go to the park, I work out. My mom live next to the park. I go there, I offer my wudu, I ride my bike back to where the masjid at, because it's next to her house. I go into the masjid, offer my prayer, and then I go in.
Mr. Sewell, I'm not trying to call you a liar, but we did some research and checked what time your house of worship is open. It's open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
This is not true?
That's
Well, you don't
false.
tell me my court is lying. All I'm saying, Mr. Sewell, is on your temple's website, it says 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is he cheating? At this time, the court would like to hear from former military interrogator Lena Cisco. Ron, would you please escort Ms. Cisco into the courtroom? Good day, Ms. Cisco. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
It's good to see you.
Good to see
You too, Your Honors.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former Department of Defense military certified interrogator. I have interrogated members of Al Qaeda and Taliban since 9/11.
What did you do to investigate this case?
I first had the accused write a witness statement, which I then analyzed for any indicators of deception. I studied the case file, and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Sewell to see if he was cheating on Ms. Cooks.
So you conducted a full interrogation.
Yes, Your Honor.
What were your initial findings?
Mr. Sewell leaked numerous indicators of deception. During the interview, whenever I would ask about his relationship with Ms. Cooks, he leaked disgust. He kept leaning away from me, and he exhibited closed body language, which is an indicator of dishonesty. And he started to fall asleep during the interrogation, which can indicate a high amount of stress.
Wow. He fell asleep.
He started to. Mr. Sewell admitted to me that he goes over his ex-girlfriend's house in the morning between 4 and 6 a.m.
I never said that.
Why would Ms. Cisco make that up?
I never said it.
She has no stake in this. You admitted to her these things. Why would she make that up? That doesn't even make sense. There are tears in her eyes right now. This is hurting you too, isn't it, Ms. Cooks?
It does.
She is standing there hurting. You need to turn to her and tell her the truth. The time for game plan is over.
What you want to know, Maisha?
I want to know everything.
Everything like what?
The truth.
The truth like what?
Are you still in a relationship? Is
No,
that
I'm
where
not
you
still
want to
in
be?
a relationship. I'm
Is
not
that
in a
where you want to
relationship.
be? Do you want to be with me and my kids? If not, I can
If
go.
I was still in a relationship, I wouldn't have came here. Period. I wouldn't have left my 2 jobs to come here. Of course, you deserve to know the truth.
I do.
And you're going to get it. Whatever you want to know, I'll tell you. But right now, my whole thing is to be here, is to start over. Yeah, I made mistakes.
Okay.
Mr. Sewell,
Yes.
I applaud you for being here, and I applaud you for wanting to move forward and clean the deck. Ms. Cooks, you tell me if I'm wrong. What you want to know is, are you sleeping with someone? Since the last time you confessed,
No.
that is the question.
No, I haven't been doing nothing.
With anybody, not just with her, with anybody.
With nobody at all.
I think we need to get the results of the polygraph examination. So we're going to have Kendall Schull, our licensed private investigator and polygraph examiner, to come in. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Schull in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
It's good to see
How are
you.
you? Good to see you.
Would you please state your credentials for the court?
My name's Kendall Schull. I am a retired FBI agent. Spent 30 years in Washington, D.C.
Mr. Schull, tell us the questions you asked and what you learned.
The first question was, since being in a relationship with Miss Cooks, other than the one time you admitted to having sexual intercourse with your ex-girlfriend, have you continued to have sexual intercourse with your ex-girlfriend?
What was his response to that question?
Since being in a relationship with Miss Cooks, other than the one time you admitted to having sexual intercourse with your ex-girlfriend, have you continued to have sexual intercourse with your ex-girlfriend?
What was his response to that question?
His response was yes.
Were there any other questions?
I also asked him, during the last 2 years, between the hours of 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., are you leaving Miss Cook's house to be with women you are sexually involved with?
And what was his response?
His response was yes.
And so now, Mr. Sewell, you confessed to Mr. Schull, you've confessed to Ms. Cisco. Why haven't you confessed to Ms. Cooks? She's the main
Because I
person who
wasn't
needs to
leaving
know.
for that.
Ms. Cooks, I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing in your face. How are you feeling at this moment?
Hurt. All he had to do was tell me himself.
Tell him exactly how you're feeling.
I'm hurt. I don't think you have to lie to me. I kept it 100 with you. I'd expect you to do the same with me. If you really don't want to commit yourself to me, you can let me know. Just let me move on. Let me continue to live my life as a woman, to show my kids that they don't need a man that is going to do what he want to do in their life. I need somebody that's going to guide my sons to be a man that they need to be. I need my daughter to look up to me and not want a man that's doing these type of things to her mother.
In order for this relationship to move forward, you're going to have to sit down with Ms. Cooks and come completely clean. We have counselors and we have resources available to help you do that, to figure out how to move that forward and how to make that first step. As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.
This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Jordan versus Pack. You all are engaged. You've been together for 2.5 years. Ms. Pack, you have just recently moved out of the house, and allegations of cheating are destroying this relationship. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your eyes are telling me you've got something you need to say about this. What's this doing to your relationship?
It's ruining it. I'm here to prove to him that I've never cheated on him. He's very jealous. He's very insecure. He said he wanted a younger woman, but he can't handle me.
I don't know, Mr. Cutler, about being handled, but okay.
I can handle it.
When you say he's jealous, what do you mean?
He's jealous. If there's any man around, oh, you're looking at him, you're gonna flirt with him. He always feels like there's a threat of me being with some other man.
And you're saying, I don't want to be with anybody but you.
Exactly.
And he's
Yes, Your
not
Honor.
listening to that.
No, he's not.
Mr. Jordan, she says she's not cheating. You don't believe that.
I don't believe it, Your Honor, because her actions, Your Honor. Like when she goes out, she doesn't answer her phone. We don't have sex anymore, Your Honor. We don't even we don't talk to each other like, we're not best friends like we used to be. It's just our relationship is just totally different. So I feel like somebody else is involved. It's just not us two.
Your man's intuition is saying something's wrong, and the wrong is cheating.
It's cheating.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned that he can't handle a younger woman. I notice here from the court papers that there is a 30-year age difference between you two.
Yes.
That's
Mr.
right.
Jordan,
That's right.
some people want to give you a high five. I'll refrain. Okay, we'll give him a high five, yeah.
And then there's some folks who are like, what? And they down low, man. They down here.
How does a 50-year-old man meet a younger woman?
I was walking through the mall. I had just drunk some coffee, I'm feeling good, excited. And look, I see Zay. So I'm like, I got to get to know her. So I shot my shot. We talked for a few minutes, we exchanged numbers, and then I sent her a text, she sent me a text back, and we went from there.
All right. Well, that's one way to get it done.
That's how you do it.
What was it about him that made you say, okay, let me talk to you?
His eyes, he talked really smooth. His smile, he not backing down. Once he want what he want, that's what he gonna get. So, and it wasn't rude. He's just fun.
I wouldn't have guessed he was 50. I mean, you well.
Yeah, he look good for
well
his age.
preserved.
That's how I got it. That's how I got it.
What happened to destroy the trust between you two?
We got into an argument on a Saturday morning because I felt like Zay was cheating because how she lied about her whereabouts, doesn't answer phones. So I decided to tell a lie that I had messed around with somebody to make her mad. And it got her so mad, she said, I've been holding this in. I did sleep with our neighbor.
So you baited the trap, and she fell for it.
And she fell for it, Your Honor. Then she reversed it. She said I was lying. I just said that to make you mad, to see how you was gonna react. But
Miss Pat.
I don't believe she was lying.
Your Honor, the reason why I said that, he had been asking me for like 6 months and accusing me, oh, you're sleeping with this guy, you're sleeping with this guy. Then he says, oh, I slept with my ex. So I'm like, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. I did sleep with him, but I never did. I never cheated on him. But that's what he wanted. He was pressing for it.
Okay, can we take a time out right here? Mm-hmm. May I just suggest, for future reference, don't use spite and anger as a weapon. It will never get you the result you want. We have an agreement. We have an agreement, right, Mr. Cutler?
We have an agreement.
That when you're that mad, just step away.
And one of the things we try to do is never say anything that you can't take back, whether it's a bad comment, whether it's a nasty name. And once you put out there, well, I slept with so-and-so, it's hard to say, I was just doing that to make you mad. I didn't really do that. Because that seed is already planted in their head and you can't get rid of it.
You can't unring the bell.
You cannot unring the bell. So you definitely don't want to do that. But you say that she lies about her whereabouts and you have some suspicions about this particular neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it about this neighbor that caused you to believe that she's cheating with him?
I worked 2 in the morning to 11. So what I decided to do was leave a voice recorder underneath our bedroom dresser. While I was at work.
Something to record it?
Something to record it.
Oh.
And when I came home, I listened to it. And to me, I know I heard a man's voice in our bedroom. But they say that it was one of her family members' voice. Then the phone got wet and no longer worked, so we can't hear the recording no more. She destroyed it.
Your Honor, that is not true. For
Yes,
one thing, Willis has a habit, he talks to himself. Before he went to work that day, he was talking. He was talking. When he rewind back the recording to me, that was his voice. So on top of that,
it was like 3 hours into the recording when I heard the voice.
On top of that, he took a shower later that day. He kept the phone. So how did I destroy it?
Did you tell him it was a family member in your bedroom and that's whose voice it was? Because that's what he's saying you told him.
It was family members there.
Then why'd you say it was his voice? It was him talking to himself.
When it first started, there was somebody talking. It had to be him. Nobody else was up until later. If it was one later on, that was once the family members woke up. It had to be them, because I was asleep. The whole time he was at work, I was asleep. So how could I cheat on him?
And you're saying there were no other men in your bedroom that you were having sexual relations with?
No, there was not, Your Honor, no.
And Mr. Jordan, you don't believe that?
I do not believe that, Your Honor.
Has Miss Pack done anything else to make you think she's cheating?
Yes, she teases me with sex. She'll get up like an hour before I go to work, take a shower, get back in bed with no clothes on. But will not let me touch her. If you're not wanting to have sex with me and we home together every day in the bed every night, as many guys as you say talking
Your
to
Honor,
you.
I don't believe in giving my body to somebody who doesn't respect me. And sometimes we don't finish because in the middle of it, he'll stop and ask me, oh, did you sleep with this guy in the middle of sexual intercourse?
I don't think I never
So at that point, it's like, I'm not even turned on anymore. Like, no, thank you.
That's not true. She says she's not teasing me, but we'll be in the house, she'll put my favorite house dress that she know I love, with no underwear or nothing on it. Then ask me to rub her feet. Then if I try to go further, stop. You can't do that. Why come in and show me all that and you know what I'm gonna wanna do once you show it to me?
Well, Miss Pack, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. Are you teasing him with sex?
No, everything's not about sex. Just because I want to walk around with my dress and no underwear, I should do that. Everything's not about sex. You should be able to look at me and not touch me as your woman, appreciate me with your eyes.
She is saying, look, he is bringing up infidelity in the middle of sex. That's not sexy. That's not gonna make me hot for you. And I get that, am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, I get all that. But the fundamental issue here, what Mr. Jordan is saying is, she's a 20-year-old, vibrant young woman. She's gotta be having sex with somebody if it's not me. That's his issue. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
Okay.
You keep saying she lies about her whereabouts. What do you mean by that?
Okay, our child had his 1-year physical coming up. So then she makes an appointment on a Monday. And then she pops up with this interview all of a sudden.
Okay, is this the exhibit that you brought?
Yeah.
Okay, can you step to the plasma?
So she makes an appointment for a physical.
She makes an appointment for a physical.
Okay.
And then she come up with an interview the same day for the appointment.
Okay.
So she goes about a mile down the street to her appointment, which is at the beauty store. So I'm in the doctor's office. I check the GPS, because I check it to see which, I don't trust that she's where she's supposed to be. Her GPS shows her leaving the beauty store, going to this hotel from 10:15 to 11.
Huh.
All right.
So now I'm heated like that. So I got the kids, we walking down the street to the beauty store. I check it again. It shows her back at the beauty store.
From 11:03 to 12:06, she's there for an hour.
Now she's back at the beauty store. She was at the hotel for 45 minutes.
So you believe she was at the hotel with a man?
Yes, yes.
Miss Pat,
Yes, Shauna.
why were you at the hotel for 45 minutes?
I was never at the hotel, and I told him that he could go into the beauty shop and ask her to pull her cameras to show him I never left. He didn't want to. He just wanted to accuse me. And I told him before, a couple weeks before that, we were there, and I went back to that date and I showed him. It comes up as the hotel address. It's already in his mind.
So is it possible, Mr. Cutler, given the proximity, that it accidentally pinged at a different spot? I'm just putting it out there.
Well, Your Honor, I got another example, if I could, about the GPS.
Okay.
Okay.
You,
Step back to the
okay.
monitor.
Go back.
Okay. We live here.
Okay.
We get into an argument on a Saturday.
Okay.
Zay say I want to go stay at her family member's house.
Okay.
So here it is, like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's an hour and 2 minutes away. I check her GPS, and it shows her here. So why is it pinging you 5 minutes from our house the whole night, moving around in this area, when you're telling me that you in Baltimore? Then you go further to say it was you moving around, when I know that I'm in the house in the bed.
All right, Miss
Okay,
Pat,
Mr. Jordan,
this is a
thank
good
you
one.
very much. Now,
How are you 5 minutes away from where from your house
Your
the whole
Honor,
night?
This has happened before. He's called me and he saw that I'm at my family member's house. So this time when it happens again, I guess he just decided I'm going with what I think. And I explained to him, if your GPS is on my phone and your phone, it'll bounce back and forth. But he don't want to believe me. Because
But
I
he
know
said
I
the
live here.
GPS will bounce back and forth.
He has my email for the GPS on his phone and my phone. So sometimes it picks up both locations. And I try to break that down to him, but he didn't want to listen.
So why is it showing you moving around if I'm in the house sleep?
I can't be 2 places at once.
If I'm in the
One
house
time
sleep,
you
one of
were
us had to
there.
be
Miss
upstairs
Pat,
moving
I
around.
got to cut to the chase. Have you been with another man since you've been with Mr. Jordan?
No, Your Honor, I have not. Never.
Sound like you're nervous.
And
I'm
all
not
of this,
nervous.
Well, Mr. Cutler, here's the testimony we have. First of all, you believe that Miss Pack is cheating with a neighbor. The other is that you say that she lies about her whereabouts. And then the other is that you have noticed that your sex life has changed.
Has changed tremendously.
And then the final piece is she seems to be teasing you with the sex. So
Exactly.
all of those things together have convinced you, Mr. Jordan, that Miss Pack is in fact cheating.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you find out that in fact she is cheating, this relationship will be over.
Yes.
It's killing you.
so Ms. Pack, you understand your relationship with Mr. Jordan is at stake. So before we continue with our investigation, we want to give you a chance to come clean and tell us what you need to tell us. Tell Mr. Jordan what you need to tell him at this point, right now.
It's nothing to tell. I never cheated on him. Never.
Okay.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is she cheating? At this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams. Ron, please show Mr. Williams into the courtroom.
How are you, Mr. Williams?
Doing fine, thank you, Your Honor.
You did a polygraph examination of Miss Pack, is that correct?
That's correct.
You know, I'm looking at Mr. Jordan, and you look utterly stressed. How are you doing?
Not good.
What's going through your mind right now?
That I hope, that, man, I love Zay so much, man. And I just hope she's not cheating. She's my dream woman. I mean, if I could pick one woman that I could be with, it would have been Zay.
So are you ready to hear these results?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. It's a lot at stake here, Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Miss Pack was asked the day of your interview Did you have sexual intercourse with another man at the hotel near the beauty shop? What was Ms. Pack's response?
Your Honor, she said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Your Honor, the lie detector determined she was being truthful.
You know, Mr. Cutler, my hands are sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so worried for him. It's gonna be okay.
Mr. Jordan, are you okay?
Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. All right.
We still have one more question. Ms. Pack was asked, since the start of your relationship with Mr. Jordan, have you had sexual intercourse with any man other than Mr. Jordan? What was her response to that question?
Your Honor, she said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Regarding this question on sexual intercourse, Your Honor, the lie detector determined Mrs. Pack was being truthful.
Miss Pack, you about the coolest cucumber I've seen in a long time.
Thank you.
Would Mr. Jordan be able to turn around so you could move forward?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan, you came here for answers. Are you going to be able to let this go? Because in order for this relationship to go forward, you have got to trust her.
And you already out the house right now, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she may not come back home. She needs to hear it.
She'll be back.
Okay, but she won't
what
be.
I need to do to make sure that she come back.
All right, and so that means you're gonna be able to turn this thing around.
I'm gonna turn it around. For her, I can do that.
All right. Ms. Pack, you heard it from his lips. Are you willing to come home and see if he can make it happen?
No.
You're not?
No, I don't want to be with him. It's too much damage done.
She say she don't want to be with me, right? I don't believe that. Say I'll be back home. But they say she don't want to be with me no more. I don't believe that.
So, Mr. Jordan and Ms. Pack, I don't know that we're gonna come to a final decision here. But what I'm gonna suggest is that you all start off as friends and try to build that relationship. But you all definitely need some counseling to figure out where this goes. And we suggest you take advantage of our resources. And as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a trust-filled, happy, healthy relationship. Court is adjourned.